Hello, everyone. This is Teacher Burton Langell. I hope everybody is well today and ready to talk about getting fluent in business English, being more successful in the global economy. Let me know if you can hear me, you can see me. Make sure I'm not making some big mistake here that I'm not even being seen. Anybody yeah, there's a little bit of a delay here. So sometimes I'll ask you something and I look like I'm not hearing you. So I hope there are people here with me this morning. You will interact and tell me about yourself, where you're coming from, and what you'd like to learn about in business English. That's what I do every day. Help people with their business English so they can be more successful in their careers. And so they're not nervous doing meetings in English and different activities, right? Show you how good you are. And I find people just overthink about their English when really they have to be thinking about their business. Thank you very much, Juliana. I appreciate it. Glad you're here. I think I've seen you before, maybe I'm on TikTok almost live every day or different places, but thank you for coming. Anybody else here? Tell me where you guys are from, what's going on in your life. Uh, Introduce yourself. Yeah. How often do you use English in meetings? It's a lot easier when I have somebody here to speak with. Yeah. So, tell me about why you're here, why you're taking the time. Are you ever nervous speaking during meetings or doing a presentation in English? Do you get kind of hung up on this? And people think fluency is perfection, right? That, oh, you're fluent in English, you are super advanced, and you know all the grammar and all the vocabulary. Well, that grammar and vocabulary is not much good to you if you can't use it, is it? What's important is getting your ideas out in the world, and that's the illusion. That is the problem. And this is the problem with a lot of people who've learned English in university. They took multiple courses and they came out and they just don't feel comfortable. They're not ready to speak the language. We need to practice. We need to get the language out of our mind and on the street, in the meeting room. So I have a little presentation here. And you can see I pulled some illustrations out of my buddy ChatGPT, my GPT assistant. And it's funny, it throws in some different language too. Different, must be coming from different languages, Finnish and stuff like that. Yeah. Everything is mindset. What do you think about this idea? Everything is mindset. It's how we think about things. And most people I find really, really overthink things. And what we need to get to is this idea of essentialism. I love this book. I've been reading it. I was reading it last night and a little bit early this morning. I'm from Brazil. Thank you. So you just had Carnival. How was Carnival for you, Juliana? A lot of my students are in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, Rio, Fortaleza, different places there. And one of my students moved from Fortaleza to Halifax. And if you look at my lives, my previous lives, you can see where Daniel joined me here one day, talking about living in Halifax, Canada here, Nova Scotia. And Daniel and his wife were back to Fortaleza for a couple months. And I had lunch with him last week and he said, wow, I was happy to come back. It was so hot in Brazil. He said, I actually appreciate the cold now. You can dress for the cold, but it's kind of hard to dress for 40 plus degrees, isn't it? And high humidity. You work in sales in a Brazilian company. Cool. Do you use your English at all for your work, Juliana? Would you like to be using English more? We need to get practice, right? And remember, it's all mindset. Don't be so focused on accuracy. Accuracy slows us down. When we're thinking about our English, we're not thinking about our ideas, right? And when we're in sales, we need to be totally focused on our client. And I love this book for sales. Maybe you've read this, Spin, but I apply it to every part of consulting. And really, high-level salespeople are consultants, aren't you? And I like this because it's about, we identify the situation, we find the real problems. What are the implications of not doing anything about the problem? And then what needs to be done? Very good consultant, but it doesn't matter if you're IT, a developer, project manager, a business analyst, doesn't matter. It's a good acronym, right? Situation. What's the situation? What are the real problems? We have the pain, but do we know what the real problem is? What's developing? The implications of it? And then what needs to be done? What's the solution, right? And this is where really good business English is more about using our ears than our mouth, right? We have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Remember that. So I think we should listen at least 66.66% of the time, but I would say more like 75-80%. And when we speak, it should be well thought out and concise. And that's what makes the difference. And just about anybody in the intermediate and above, even the advanced elementary level can pick up on that. I find that very seldom do I find people that don't have decent comprehension of English, but they're just nervous about speaking because they're focused on perfectionism and being perfect. That's not what it's about. It's about communicating your ideas clearly. Yeah. Any ideas there, Juliana? Anybody else here going to speak with us? Or are you going to? Juliana's very brave to get up there and speak during her session. And then usually what happens is after the session, then I see comments and that. Some of them seem to come in kind of slow. Yeah. So we need motivation, right? We need to be using our English. We need to put ourselves in a situation where we have a reason to speak English. I speak a little bit of Spanish, and I say a little bit, un poco español. And I was in Bogota there about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I got back, and it was great because I had a reason to use my language. And I used to go there every month when we had an office there. But now I don't have a reason to use Spanish, and it makes a difference. But it comes back. And same thing about English. We need to find reasons to use it. We need to be motivated. I have a free community too. People can join, and I'll give you the information. Hi, Mattis. Thanks for coming. I think I've seen you before, and I appreciate it. How are you doing today? And where are you, Mattis? Are you in South America? Are you in Brazil or Chile or Colombia? Or maybe you're in Europe. Yeah, so we're talking about fluency, mindset, motivation, being in the language. And we have to take risks, don't we? We take calculated risks, but When you're in a meeting, it's important to speak when you have a reason to speak, right? Listen, consider the situation, consider the problem, what are the implications, and be concise. Chile, aha, right. I have quite a few clients from Chile. Yeah, Santiago, different places there. I'd love to go to Brazil and Chile. I've spent a lot of time in Colombia, but a little bit of time in Ecuador, but I haven't gone further south. I'd like to do that. So yeah, find motivation, find reasons to use your English, and that's what's all about, using it. That's what's going to develop your fluency. Once you get over this fear of making mistakes and that, you can really develop your fluency. It's a matter of using your English. Common roadblocks to fluency. What do you think are the roadblocks that we run into and that slow people down with developing their fluency? What would you guys say? Thanks for coming, Roberto. My hero. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you for asking. St. Paul. St. Paul. And where's that? Is that in Brazil or software engineer? About fluency mindset. I noticed that my brain cannot think in English. If I need to talk in English, it's necessary to warm up first. Yeah. I always tell my students before a meeting, read out loud in English. You read just a good site is Breaking News English. They have these 2-paragraph articles there, and you can pick your level from 0 to 6, 6 being the highest. And they also have the articles read by natives in English. So it's a free site. Go there. It's excellent. And a number of my students have told me how much better their English is when they do this before a meeting. So we have to open our mind. We have to turn the switch, right? Turn it on. San Paulo, great. Yeah. So that's good. The other thing is practice. Take your phone out, record yourself. You read something, hear something, watch something. I'm always telling people to do this. Record yourself. Listen to yourself. Self-assess. You're not going to like it. We don't like the sound of our own voice. It's just natural. But just a little better every day. Think about a little vocabulary you could have added. And just do this for a couple minutes. You can do this exercise in probably 10 to 15 minutes. You read that 2-paragraph article in Breaking News English, and then you talk about it. Did you like it? What did you think of the idea? There was one there a couple of days ago about Pizza Hut. It was selling pizza, or they are selling pizza pies. The box has something on it, a message to somebody you want to break up with. So, can you imagine? You send somebody you're breaking up with a pizza, and the message is on the box saying that you're breaking up with them. And it's sweet and spicy pizza. Sweet and bitter, maybe. Can you imagine? Anyway, so that article, you get these articles, and they're pretty interesting. And then you can listen to the native. But read that, get your English up there, and that will do it. And as far as thinking in English, all I can say is listen to podcasts and then vocalize what you hear. Also, listen to English music, write the lyrics out, produce the language. Watch the TV, watch the movies, get practice partners. I have a community, pardon me, a free community. I'll show it to you later here. And that's how you will get there. My daughter told me she remembered the first time she had a dream in Spanish. And all have those kinds of moments, right? That wake up moment. But the roadblocks are people overthink. They focus too much on their grammar. They focus on memorizing vocabulary, and then they stall when they're speaking, and they get frustrated when they can't remember it. It's just like doing a presentation and you try to memorize the presentation. It is absolutely certain that the person will stumble and lose their place and just be lost. So we need to think in broad ideas and just express our ideas when we listen carefully and make sure we understand the speaker in the meeting on that. And then express our ideas as clearly as we can, it can be simple English. We don't care if you drop a preposition. We don't care if you have a problem on your tense or something. We want to hear you speak. We want to hear your contribution, right? That's what it's about in business, solving problems. Does anybody disagree with me? I love it when people want to disagree and just discuss. I'm going to join my community. It's a free community. And then I'll generally do weekly free workshops and that. And those will be on Zoom. So you can speak, you can be seen. It's a meeting. So it's a safe place to come to and speak and in a meeting environment, right? And people are all in the same situation. They're all there with the same challenges. And it's what we call a school community, skool.com/teacherbert. But join that community. It will be a big help to you. I've got a free course there too for you on producing small talk. Everything you need about small talk. So immersion, just like I was saying, improving thinking in English is watching the shows, imitating people, watching the movies, listening to podcasts, listening to English music. Get the feel for the language. It's like music. Every language has its own pacing, its own intonation, its own rhythm that we need to develop, right? And that's going to be magic. And it's just practice and listening that makes that happen. As we say, it's simple, it's just not easy sometimes, right? I like that little business idiom. I've probably said it for the last 30 years. I was in business for 30 some years, and then I've been coaching people in business English for almost the last 5 years, I guess, hundreds of students. So practical strategies, I've mentioned them already. Take your phone out, record yourself, self-assess, send me some of your recordings, read out loud, record yourself. How's my pronunciation? How's my intonation? Did I deliver it nice and smooth? Hey, just tell yourself it's not going to be good the first while you're doing it, but in 30 days, you're going to perfect this. You're going to move yourself up a whole level if you follow these little simple strategies. I've seen it over and over again. Technology and tools. Yeah, what a crazy time we're in, right? AI, ChatGPT, natural language models. Grammarly, everybody's coming out with an AI solution. We can talk to our computer. It will talk back to us. It's amazing, isn't it? So grab these tools, everything. Our phone is so powerful. The camera's great. Record yourself, WhatsApp me. Just get in there and you join the community. You can find practice partners too. That's a really good thing to do. We need accountability. We need motivation and making ourselves accountable. Just focus on doing a little something every day you can. And a couple really good books. Essentialism, I'm reading this book. And it's focused on what will make a difference, right? It's for your business, your career, your language. Focus on what will make a difference. People want to sit down and read, look at books and that, but now this is a good book, but the message is focus on what's important. Of all the pages, it's get to the essentials and talking about thinking, a lot about thinking, about people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and the guy who's CEO of LinkedIn, quite a few different people take time every day, or Bill Gates takes 2 weeks a year to just think. And this book is very good too, Atomic Habits. Maybe some of you have read it. It's a fantastic book. Okay, so you read, Juliana, you read the Essentialism book, did you? Or did you read the Atomic Habits? I think you probably said that before, but this is both of them are dynamite books. And then I think I showed you spin selling, but I like to spin for consulting and that, just situation, problem, implications, and then what needs to be done. Yeah. Those are acronyms. Sometimes they're great to remind us of things, right? To little rules and that. Feedback and fine tuning. Yeah. Find a partner in the community there to practice with. Yeah. Essentialism. Yeah. It's great. I love that book. I think I had fully read it, and now I'm going through it again. And then inside it, I needed a pacement. So I have my little Spanish book here to remind me of some essential Spanish for getting along, right? So feedback, get feedback, find a partner, find a reason to use your English. It's all about doing, doing, doing. If you're not doing it, you're not progressing, okay? If you're not producing the language, you're not progressing. Yeah. I really appreciate you guys commenting. It's really great. Cultural connection. Yeah. It's the nuances. It's the little things, understanding the culture, that makes the difference. It's not so much the words. It's how we work with each other. In North America, we're not as kind of, I don't know how you'd say it. My Latin American friends are so, friendly, so relationship orientated. Different friends, if they message me 4 times a day, they ask me how I'm doing at this point. How are you, Bert? What's going on? How's your wife? How's your daughter? How's your son? Yeah. Whereas in North America, we're a little more straight to the point, and we're pretty focused on time also. And especially the C-suite people, we really, they hate to waste time, but we need to be pretty artful on how we work with these people. And I know in Brazil and different countries, it can take multiple meetings sometimes to get to the point, and maybe get to the point where they just tell you they're not interested. And in North America, you'll find out pretty quickly if they're not interested in something. It's just cultural difference, right? Europeans, I'd say, are some ways more like North Americans, depending on the country, right? Yeah. Overcoming the fear of mistakes, right? We all make mistakes. It's the human condition. We try to do well, but if we are thinking about our mistakes, we're not getting ahead. It is a big problem. I think that's probably the biggest roadblock people have, is they are afraid to speak because they're afraid they'll make mistakes. I remember one lady who has a big, big job. She's CEO for Latin America for a global company, big job. And she told me that the global CEO had said that she had to speak a lot more in meetings. She had to show herself as being a leader. And I've heard this from different people too. And it's just this unwillingness, this perfectionism holds people back. It's really important to get yourself out there. Use the body language too, right? Use your hands, move around, get the eye contact, keep your eye on the camera. I have a couple presentations going here, so I kind of take my eye off every so often. But we need to be there. We need to listen. We need to understand the situation, get the problem, isolate the problem, get to the essentials, right? What are the implications if we don't do something? What needs to be done? Spin, right? Situation, problem, implications, and what needs to be done. That's now, I always use the other thing in marketing was kind of build trust, find the problem, find the solution, advocate the solution. But it's all the same thing. And it's big in consulting, right? And we're all consultants in some way. We sell ideas, we sell things to our team, we sell things to our partners in life. We're all salespeople in some way, whatever you want to call it. We are all influencers, aren't we? I have a meeting with a student in a couple minutes, so I better Q&A, ask me questions. Now, this is something for you. This is my free community. Have a look at this. I hope you'll join. I just set it up. It's a place where you can meet other people, same as yourself, same challenges. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll be there to answer your questions, to chat with you. I'll try to do a live session every week or so. Do it on Zoom so we can all talk and be there. It's safe, have fun. And then if you want, you might want to take some of the premium benefits from it, all my courses. But there's a free small talk course there for you. And I'll throw some videos up on it and try to produce some more mini courses and that for it. And then I also have it's kind of hard for you to see, but if you were in the thing, you can do my 10-week business transformation program for global careers. And that's instead of $1,000, if you're in the premium group, it's only $500. And actually, if you're in the free group right now, I do it for $500. So join that free community. Let's get to know each other, see how I can help you. I've been doing this for a long time. I was in business for probably approaching 35 years. I worked in high-level business. I did risk management on big projects and started a public company. So I've got to go. I got to see a student actually in Sao Paulo right now. So thanks for coming. Let me know what you need. And because they lack confidence. And the only way to develop confidence is to do it, my friends. That's what it takes. Do it. And come to a safe place like the community there with us. And you can practice and you can be in a meeting environment. So that makes a difference. So anyway, I got to go see Paulo. So great. Thanks very much. Bye.